Yo, what up, nyakos? It's your buddy Philko here reporting live for your mama's house. Doing my thing as I usually do. You know the most hated dude with the incredible mood? It's hot as hell in my apartment, but it's cold as shit outside, and I'd rather be hot than cold. So let's get to this video. Today I'm gonna talk a little more about interracial dating, and I'm gonna respond to a comment somebody made on my channel where this person decided to remind me that my mother is black. Because I prefer to date white women, this person decided to remind me that my mother is black in order, I guess, to make me feel bad or make me double guess, whoa, like, hey, whoa, what am I doing? My mother's black, I should be with a black woman. Why, blah, blah. So I'm going to respond to this really quick. First, I want to say to people, I want you guys to understand the difference between preference and respect. You got to understand the difference between preference and respect. A lot of people treat preference like as if it's disrespect. So for example, if there's a black woman and a white woman and somebody said, hey, which girl would you prefer? And I picked a white woman, some people will see that as a negative thing. They will see me as an Uncle Tom. They will see me as turning my back on black people. All this stuff, they would see it. And they would basically see it as disrespect because I'm with the white woman over the black woman. That's how they see it. When actually, that's not what disrespect is. That's preference. Disrespect would be me picking the white woman and insulting the black woman. Directly, like, I'll take the white girl. That black bitch is disgusting. She's ugly. I don't like how dark she is. That would be disrespect. But preference is never, ever disrespect. Never. As long as you treat everyone fairly when it comes to their respect, like not to their respect, but to their well-being, your preference is never disrespectful. And of course, as long as it's between adults, your preference is never adult humans. Your preference can never be seen as disrespect. Never ever. Because people are just sensitive. And that's what it is. So, do I have a problem with my mother because I like white women? Not at all. My attraction to white women is a sexual thing. Completely sexual. And what's interesting is, in my family, especially the females on my mother's side, they're very red bone. I believe on my father's side, they're typically darker. But like my sister and my mother, especially when they're much younger, and my nieces, they're red bone. If any type of black woman I prefer, it's red bone black women. Like my mom and my sister. But it has nothing to do with them. I just happen to be attracted to black women of that skin color more than like the typical black woman. So if we bring like 10 black women of all shades and all that stuff to me and say, how many of these women are you attracted to? I would probably say one. And that would be the red bone girl. Typically. But at the same time, if you brought in like 10 white women, like average off the street out here in Russia. No, I can't say out here in Russia. That'd be 10 for 10. All right, let's say in America, 10 random white women, all single, ages 20 to 30. I'd probably like 6 of them. 6 of them. If you did it with Asian women, that's a tough one. Maybe 3. And if you brought Latino women, probably 4. But all of them are higher than would be with the black women. They're multiple times. I'm multiple times more likely to be attracted to a woman who is not black than, all the others, whatnot. You feel me? And in no way that has nothing to do with my mom. If anything, if I want a woman like my mother, I wouldn't want a woman who looks like my mother. I'm just talking about me. I would think I would prefer a woman who behaves like my mother. Assuming you say you want a lady like your mother, I would assume you believe that my mother is a really good lady. She did everything she was supposed to do. And I guess you're saying she's beautiful. Because my mother could be fat, disrespectful, ghetto as shit, and ugly. Like extremely, you don't know that. You say your mom's black. Maybe my mom's a hideous creature. And it made me say, oh shit, I don't want anything to do with that. And then I went to white women. Maybe, you don't know. But at the same time, maybe my mother's a beautiful biracial, because biracial women are my favorite. Maybe she's a beautiful biracial woman with like a perfect body and all the guys like her or whatnot. But even if that's the case, she's great, She behaves well. She has great money. All men like her. Should I still want a woman like my mother? Physically? Why? Maybe it's some psychologist shit that all boys want to sleep with their moms. Maybe, but I don't think that applies to me. It doesn't apply to me. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. Maybe that's true in other people's circles, but that doesn't apply for me. It doesn't apply with me. I lived with my mother till I was maybe 8 years old, and then that was it. I was just with my pops. And most of my friends are colored people. I don't have that many close white friends, except for here in Russia, because I don't have a choice. My options are limited. And you know what's funny? That is the same thing with a lot of the black men you see in the hood with black women. A lot of times black women see black men with black women in the hood, and they're like, all right, cool. They don't think anything bad about them. But they see me in the same hood with a white woman, and they think bad about me, when what they don't realize is that a lot of those guys who are with those black women would be doing the same thing that I'm doing with these non-black women. They just don't have the options. Or they just don't know how. But let's just stick with the options. They just don't have the options. Let me ask you something just to prove this little point I have here. Who is more likely to date a non-black woman? A poor black man or a rich black man? Who is more likely to be with a non-black woman? A poor white man, a poor black man, or a rich black man? Why do you suppose this? Why? A poor black man or a rich black man? Who's more likely to be with a non-black woman? So what does that mean? Well, that means a lot of the people you see who are poor, don't make that much money with these black women, probably don't even prefer black women as a first choice. They just don't have the options that they would have if they were rich. When you're rich, your options are like through the roof. So you really end up with something like a girl or things you really, really want. But when you're poor, you gotta pick from what you have around you. You know what I mean? So if you see me out here in Russia, I'm always with white guys. You may think, oh, he doesn't want to hang out with black dudes. I don't have the options. The last group of black dudes I met out here don't speak English. And we're speaking Russian to each other and we sound like retards. I don't really have the option. You know what I mean? So it doesn't mean I prefer to hang out with white guys, because that's not the case. I prefer to hang out with people who look like me so I don't stand out so fucking much. But I don't have that option. So I just go with the people who are the coolest around me, and those are the people I hang out with. So it doesn't mean I have a problem with white people. Just like I'm saying, doesn't mean a black guy has a problem with a black girl if he's with her. But the truth is, he probably doesn't have the options. He doesn't have it. If he had what he really, really preferred, he most likely wouldn't be with that woman. If he had the options that a rich person would have. Or a person who's just skilled at it, or speaks another language, or travels a lot, any of that stuff. It's not just about money. Let me take that back. Not just rich, but like, let's say somebody just with the options in general. You know what I mean? If he just had the options in general, he probably wouldn't even be with that woman. Because it seems to me, the more options a black man has, the less likely he is to be with a black woman. Why is that? So do I hate my mom? I don't think so. What it seems to be is, I have those options. And I'm out, people. Later.